Hello friends, today I will solve a LeetCode medium problem on arrays. So the problem says, given an array of nums with n objects colored red, white or blue, so we need to sort them in place so that objects of the same color are adjacent, with the colors in the order red, white and blue. So we will use integers 0, 1, 2 to represent the color red, white and blue respectively. And we need to solve this problem without using the library's sort function. So in the first example, you can see in the output, the nums array is sorted and all the zeros are present at the first, then all the ones, then all the twos. So now let's discuss this problem. So I have taken the first example. So now I'll discuss the first approach, that is approach 1. So here I'll maintain three variables, frequency of red, frequency of white and frequency of blue. So this is the nums array. So initially all the frequencies will be 0. Then I'll linearly traverse the array and I'll increment the frequencies. So first the value is 2. So I'll increment the frequency of blue. Then the next value is 0. So I'll increment the frequency of red. Then the next value is 2. So I'll increment the frequency of blue. Then the next value is white. So I'll increment the frequency of white. Similarly, the next value is white. So I'll increment the frequency of white. Similarly, the next value is red. So I'll increment the frequency of red. So we have all the frequencies. Now I will linearly traverse the array and first I'll insert the zeros. So I can see 0 is present 2 times. So I'll insert zeros 2 times. So I'll insert a 0. Then again I'll insert a 0. Next I'll insert ones. I can see 1 is present 2 times. So I'll insert 1 2 times in the nums array. Similarly I can see at the end 2 is present 2 times. So I'll insert 2 2 times in the array. So the final result will be. So here we are doing two traversals of nums array. So time complexity will be big O of n and space will be big O of 1 because we are just using three extra variables. The problem is, let's say instead of integers we are given an array of objects and we need to sort them based on a field called color variable. So in that case this counting based approach will not work. So now let's discuss another approach that is based on Dutch national flag algorithm. So I have added the pseudocode for the Dutch national flag algorithm. So we are declaring three pointers called low, mid and high. So the window from 0 to L minus 1. So L is for low, M is for mid and H is high. Will contains zeros. Then the window from L to M minus 1 will contain ones. So the window from M to H will contain unknown, that is mix of 0, 1 and 2. Then the window from h plus 1 till the end, that is n minus 1, will contain the window of 2's. So initially L will be 0, M will be 0, and H will be n minus 1, that is 5. So L is here, M is here, and H pointing here. So what the algorithm says, I need to iterate through the array while M is less than equal to high. So M points to the current value. So if M is 0, then we know that we need to increment the window of zeros. So I'll swap nums of M with nums of L. So if the array of mid is 0, so I'll increment the window of 0. So I'll swap array of 0 with array of mid, then I'll increment low, that is I'll increment the window of 0, then I'll go to next index. Else if the array of mid is 1, then we just need to increment the mid by 1, then it will increment the window of 1s. And if the array of mid is 2, then I will swap array of mid with array of high, then I'll decrease high by 1. In that case, it will increment the window of 2. So let's do a dry run for the given example. So initially L will be 0, M will be 0, and H will be 5. Now nums of M, that is nums of 0, is 2. So I'll swap array of mid with array of high. So after swapping, the value will be 0 here and the value will be 2. Now I'll decrease h by 1. So in this case, we are incrementing the window of 2. So now h becomes 4. Now I will consider nums of m, that is nums of 0, it is 0. Then I am in the first case. So I'll swap array of low with array of mid, that is with itself. So it will remain same. Then I'll increment low by 1 and mid by 1. I'm incrementing low because to increase the window of 0. So now low will be here and I'm incrementing mid. So now low will be 1, mid will be 1, and high will be 4. Then nums of m will be nums of 1, that is 0. So here I'm in the first case. So I'll swap array of low with array of mid, that is with itself. So it will remain same. Now I'll increment the window of 0 by 1, that, and I'll increment mid. So now low and m will be, low will be 2, m will be 2, and high will be 4. Next, nums of mid will be nums of 2, that is 2. So in this case, I am in the last case. So I'll swap array of mid with array of high. So here it will be 1, and here it will be 2. So we can see the window of 2 is increased by 1. So the updated values will be L equal to 2, M equal to 2, H equal to 3. Now nums of M will be nums of 2, that is 1. So now the value is 1, nums of mid is 1. So I am in the middle case. So I'll just increment the mid by 1. So the M will be 3. I'm just incrementing the M because I know that this is the window of 1s from L to M minus 1. So as the current value is 1, so I'll just increment M so that the window of 1 will increase. So now the M will be 3 and H will be 3. Next, I'll consider nums of 3 or nums of mid, that is 1. So what I will do, I'll just increment M. So now L will be 2, M will be 4, H will be 3. So if I increment M, the window of 1 will increase by 1. And now H is greater than M or mid crosses high. So I will stop the loop. In this case, you can see either M will increase by 1 or H will decrease by 1. So in any iteration, either M will increase by 1 or H will decrease by 1. So you can say this will take exactly n steps. So the time will be big O of n, and as we are using just three variables, so the space will be constant, that is big O of 1. So now I will code the solution. So first I will declare three variables, low, mid, and high. So while mid is less than equal to high, so if nums of mid equal to 0, then I need to swap nums of low with nums of mid. So I'll declare a temp variable. Now nums of low will be nums of mid. Then nums of mid will have the value of temp. Now nums of mid will be temp, that is the value of nums of 0. Then I'll increment low plus, then mid plus plus. So else if nums of mid equal to 1, then I'll just do mid plus plus. If nums of mid is equal to 2, then I'll swap nums of mid with nums of high. So here I'll declare a temp variable called nums of mid. Then nums of mid will be nums of high. Then nums of high will be temp, that is nums of mid value. Now I'll decrement high. So now let's run it for the sample test cases. Sample test cases are running fine. Now I'll submit it. So as I have discussed before, the time complexity is big O of n and space is big O of 1. Thank you.